I'm at the Honda dealership getting my car serviced, and there's just a lot of things that needed to happen. So still here. Been here since 7:40
Ooh, no
a.m.
thank you.
I know.
Okay, well, my name's Angel. I'm an Army veteran, and I found verticals in 2023.
Nice.
So I'm a little bit experienced in them, with over 1,500 verticals watched.
Hmm. That's a lot of verticals. Yeah. Well, that's all right. At least it's something to escape with.
Yes, that's my favorite part about it. So I'm just gonna hop right into questions.
Yeah, of course.
So you said that your manager reached out. Did he reach out about a vertical role, or did he reach out about a different role?
My manager reached out to me before I was even acting.
Hmm.
Um, and it wasn't about any role specifically, it was just about acting. Back in 20, it was probably around 2023, April or May of that year, he emailed me and said, I think you should be an actor and I want you on my roster as my leading man. And I promptly responded, I don't know what that means because I had zero intentions, zero design, zero plans on being an actor. I was still finishing my undergraduate degree at the University of Utah in Spanish. I was pre-med for
Hmm.
like 6 years and then switched at the last minute to Spanish when I realized I didn't actually want to do medicine for the rest of my life. And it came at the perfect time because then he reached out to me right as I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my Spanish degree. And I was like, well, I already have a successful business doing massage and training and nutrition in Utah, where I was living for school. And I'd been going down to LA to visit the city and enjoy my time there, but also building up a massage practice just for fun. So
Hmm.
it almost felt like the universe had already been priming me and prepping me. Because even at that point, I had zero plans for acting. Then when he reached out to me, I met with him the next time I went to LA. And sure enough, he said, you need to do this. You need to go on this casting website. You need to take these headshots. You need to do all these things. And I can start submitting you for auditions. And so I was like, okay, well, let's try it. I have zero, not that I didn't believe in myself, but I was like, everybody, like a lot of people try to be actors. I'm like, I have, I'm like, if it happens, cool. If not, then I can say I tried. Um, and sure enough, I moved in January of 2024, so about a year and a half ago, to Los Angeles on my own. I just packed up my stuff and left and went and stayed with a friend for a few weeks until I found an apartment. And I've been in an apartment since, and I have been acting for. Well, my first role that I got was a Lifetime movie. That was Betrayed by Love. Um, it was a Lifetime Network movie, and that one was super fun. And that was filmed in July and released in October, I believe, of last year. And that was my first acting role that I was paid for, I guess you could say. Um, and I filmed another Lifetime movie after that. I did a big commercial that is nationwide now and doing really awesome. And then found my first vertical in Toronto.
Okay.
They asked me to come and be one of their one of their leading men. And I was like, sure, I heard about these verticals, but I thought they were just like shot on iPhones or something and just not like good quality. Um, and there are still some that are better than others in terms of quality. But I got there and as I was filming, I realized that these are just movies
Hmm.
that they break up into episodes and shot just like any Lifetime movie that I had done, just like the commercials that I had done, same cameras, everything. And I was like, oh, this is real. This is legitimate. And So then they asked me to stay for a second one while I was there in Toronto. I filmed two back to back. And then the moment I got back from LA, or sorry, Toronto, um, I got asked to do two more in Los Angeles, and that was December of last year. That's when I did Unwanted True Mate,
Hmm.
and I just kept getting auditions and kept getting booked for roles from January of this year until now and going forward. I'm still booked. Um, it's really really cool. And then once Unwanted True Mate and my Mafia Pilot boyfriend
Hmm.
came out, they were like a day apart. They is when they came out, different platforms that just happened to be that way. They both did really well, and then from that point on, I've just been getting emails and messages and things, production companies wanting to see if I can be in the production, and it's just been kind of cool to be able to do that. So within a year, I went from not being an actor, taking classes and just trying to do this thing to working full time and making big deals and things like that in this vertical space. And I'm also a SAG member, so I am doing horizontal or SAG projects, or at least auditions for them, um, and getting those regularly as well. So it's been a wild ride, a very
Hmm.
quick ride, but I'm excited to see what my next year brings.
So you just got thrown right into the Hollywood experience. They were just.
Yeah, the universe was just like, "Hey, you've been cooking for 30 years. Go ahead, get out there. You're ready." And I was like, "Okay,
You're like, great, sure.
great."
God, you answered a lot of my questions just then.
I'm
It's
glad I could.
great. Um, no, you answered that one too.
If you'd like any more clarification or further vocalization of any of those questions, I can, and I'm definitely happy to talk.
So,
If you couldn't tell, I like talking.
oh no, you're good. I I appreciate it. It makes the interviews go a lot smoother, and I don't want to. I want them formal, but not super formal. You're not interviewing for a job. You're just chatting with the vertical reviewers.
I love it. I love it. I love
Um,
it.
so when it comes to filming verticals compared to filming horizontals, what's your favorite part of filming verticals that's different from horizontals?
Hmm. There's really not much that's different other than truly the pacing.
Hmm.
You film and obviously how it's oriented. But you film at such a breakneck pace because you get 1 to 2 takes. You're doing 10 to 12 pages a day, and it's like an actor boot camp. So many different roles, all in such a short amount of time. I've essentially created 16 movies, 17 movies in the span of a year, whereas most actors make one, maybe two in a year, and
Hmm.
maybe they're on a TV show. And so it's insane to me the amount of experience that I've been able to acquire just within a year. I've spent at least over 1,200 hours on set just in the past year.
Jeez.
It's and I've been, like I said, 15, 16, 17 different characters. Some of them more similar than others
Hmm.
because it is in that romance soap opera genre, but each one nuanced, and I find ways to bring myself into it. So what I would say is I like that I get so much experience. I like that I get this boot camp, actor boot camp vibe every single week. And I'm meeting so many people. If I were on a soap opera, I'd
Hmm.
only meet the people in that one soap,
Yeah.
no one ever else. But I'm meeting a new production company every week, a new director, a new producer, or producers, new directors of photography, new actors, new people with which I can create long lasting connections and bonds. And I love that as a social human.
Mm.
I love meeting new people because I love people.
Yeah, you're very social, and I think a lot of us in the community really enjoy it. Um,
I just
like
like being goofy
the
and tall.
you're just there all the time, and it's great.
I like being accessible because I enjoy the creative things that
Hmm.
each of you guys do. Like it's so cool seeing the stuff that you make, create. It's like this idea on set. As an actor, they call you the talent,
Hmm.
and I actively like abhor that term on set because it's like, well, everyone here is talented.
Hmm.
The director, the camera operators, the hair and makeup, the wardrobe, the writers, everyone here is talented. So I'm not the only talent here.
Hmm.
And so I hate that term because in the same vein, everyone on this Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, YouTube, wherever it is that they're placing or posting their content, they're all creative. They're all
Hmm.
talented. And I love seeing the talent. I love I like a line who's doing those Pokemon
Aline,
things
yeah.
like yeah, it's so fun to see the stuff that she's doing, and we bond over nerdy things, and it's so fun to see because then I was like, oh well, what if you do this or what if you do that, and it's just like we can bounce
Hmm.
off of each other, and I do that with as many people as I get the opportunity to. Um, Obviously I can't interact and chat with everyone. It's
Yeah.
I only have so much time, but as people send me genuine things, genuine comments, I try to be at least I try to at least leave something that shows them that I see them, that I appreciate them.
Hmm.
Because I really do. I love, like I said, I love people. And I think that the world needs a little bit more humanity.
Hmm.
And if I can show that by being an example of it, then that's what I'm going to do.
I get that. So with you being as I'm gonna say extroverted because I'm like a mix. But how did you? I don't. That's not how I should word that. How do you feel about VertiCon? Like, what's your most exciting or thing you're most excited for?
Honestly, I'm excited for in-person visibility. Like, there's going to be lots of panels. There's going to be lots of people who can come and I don't know all the things that they're doing. I know that I've been asked to come and do all these different things, and I have to look at it. But that's a problem for another day.
It's
Uh, I've got so much going on right now that I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I'll figure that one out later.
like 3 months
But
down the road. You're okay.
exactly. But I'm excited for the opportunity to show people that, this is who I am. Like,
Hmm.
like, because it's so funny. I often get so many people thinking like, oh, you really don't, like, based on your photos or based on how you look or this, I would never expect you to be X, Y, or Z.
Hmm.
And usually those are good, positive, kind things that they don't expect from me. And I'm like, well, why? Like, why? Like, and so I like that I get an opportunity to show people in person. Like,
Hmm.
I really am a big K bear. Sorry, that is loud.
I
I
barely
really
hear
am.
it, so it's
Okay,
okay.
good. I really am just a big teddy bear at heart. Like I want to make people feel loved. I want to make people feel safe and cared for. And when I'm on set, my co-star's safety
Hmm.
and feeling secure is my priority because I know that that's sometimes a luxury that they don't often get on set. And so if I can be the one that shows it to them and what they can or should expect from another male lead actor,
Hmm.
then I'm going to do it because that's what they deserve. So that's just me. I'm just this big protector, and I want people to see that and know that. And so I'm excited to be able to interact with people in a way that's genuine and real to me, and I guess show that off. Like I,
Hmm.
not that I'm trying. There's no ego behind it. It's just I want people to see the real me.
Yeah, you just want them to know you for you and not you from. pictures and your
Exactly.
verticals.
Yeah, so many people, I get it. People watch my verticals or my movies or see my stories and posts, and they create a genuine relationship with me in their mind and in their own personal experience. And I don't often get the reverse of that. And
Mhm.
so I don't actually get to make real relationships often with people on social through socials. And so
Mhm.
it'll be nice to be able to make some of those with people and be able to learn names in person and not just a username.
Yeah, I get that.
I've done like some in Salt Lake they were called Fan X, but they're basically Comic Con.
Mhm.
Um, I've been to those and I love conventions. This will be my first time going as like someone that people are coming to see, so that's exciting.
So, out of all the genres that you have filmed, which one's your, which genre was your favorite to film, and which genre would you like to film?
Hmm,
I think you've done a lot of them.
I have. So I love fantasies.
Mhm.
So I mean, my werewolf stuff is really fun, but doing it over and over does get a little bit like repetitive.
Mhm.
Um, so I think I'll go a little bit more general. I really love anything that allows me to combine or marry drama and comedy to
Mhm.
dramedies in essence. And a lot of my stuff has these layers of comedy, or I can just kind of weave it in naturally,
Mhm.
based on my body humor, based on things that I can do with my face and stuff like that. And so I love being able to do that in a way that's natural and not like I'm being funny right now, like do it in a way that brings a chuckle, brings a
Mhm.
smile, but also brings tears. Like there's so much drama in these verticals, and if you can do it in a way that's grounded and real, it feels real, and you
Mhm.
really want to root for these characters. And so that's ultimately any film or project that I can bring truth
Mhm.
and light to a character and levity. That's the combination that I love.
Okay, I can appreciate that. I
I
don't
love it because
watch a whole lot of interviews. I should so that I don't repeat questions, but um, who is someone that you haven't worked with that you'd like to work with, whether it be another male co-star or a female co-star?
um, there's a great question. Like never worked with ever, or in a specific style of role.
Like ever
Okay.
or specific style. Either one works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, hmm. So I have yet to work with like Eric Gilmet.
Mhm.
I think it'd be fun to do something in which, there's a rivalry of some sorts. Um, I've yet to work um with him, but then also um I want to work with uh, I think Nicole Maddox would be fun. We've talked a
Ooh.
little bit about
Mhm.
working together. But I think it'd be really fun to do some sort of project with her.
Mhm.
Um, and there's a whole bunch of other vertical actors that
Mhm.
seem awesome, but I don't know them. And
Yeah.
so,
There's so
um,
many.
yeah, it's funny because like the ones that I've worked with, I'm like, oh, I want to work with them again because like I just love working with them.
Mhm.
But then every time that I meet a new one that I don't like know, it's always a beautiful, wonderful experience. So I think working with new actors in general is
Mhm.
something that I want to do. Um, I just don't know who all they are.
That's fair. I mean, you'll get to meet some at VertiCon, so.
Or,
Okay. Do you have any tips for someone who is looking to join the industry, like the vertical community,
Specifically
or
acting, or
yes, or that are just joining?
it's a great question. Um, I'd say one of the more important things to do when getting into this crazy world is be patient, and two, just stick with it. So taking like doing everything in your power is important. So
Mhm.
taking classes, meeting people, going to events, being proactive is huge, because you don't get opportunities that you're not there to receive. Um, and so if you are out doing things, even if it seems small and it's not directly related to an audition,
Mhm.
um, then you're going to be seen by more people. You're going to have more opportunities to, you know, tell people who you are. And then that's when you meet people. That's when you make connections. Don't be afraid to do smaller roles, to meet people. I, you know, I will say, don't. It does not. The way that it's happened for me
Mhm.
is not the norm. Like, you don't normally just start act like decide on a whim that you're going to start acting, and then all of a sudden you're like in roles. Like,
Yeah.
it takes time, and that's been the story over and over and over. And I feel like mine was universe ordinate, like ordinance, because like I didn't really feel like I did anything other than just put in time, put in effort, and then I just got blessed with really good opportunities really quick.
Mhm.
Um, and I mean, I don't want to downplay, like I did put in a lot of work. I did take a lot of classes, and I'm driven and motivated. So I think it takes a lot of that, and I'd say tenacity,
Mhm.
um, grit, those types of things go a long way. But also kindness. People love people that they want to work with. Um, there are two things that I do on set always. The first is I strive to be the one person that everybody wants to work with, not has to work with.
Mhm.
And the nuance there is everything. And then the other thing that I try to do is I try to be solutions, or I try to bring solutions, not problem.
Mhm.
I try to be the most efficient, effective actor, um, and not make anything about me, but about the project, the production, the crew, the team.
Mhm.
So basically, team player and solution based. So I just try to be as helpful as possible and never a hindrance on set. And those two things go a long way because people see them.
Mhm. Someone wants to know, where do you find your Care Bear hats?
There, actually, I got the very first one. It was the Tender Heart Care Bear, which is the like burnt orange looking one that
Mhm.
I've featured a lot. Um, it was actually an Instagram ad. Obviously, Instagram knew what I wanted and needed, um, from a company called Overlord.
Mhm.
Um, and I saw it. I'd seen it multiple times before I even bought it. And I was like, you know what? I like this hat. So I bought it and I started wearing it. I was like, oh, I love this. And then people started kind of associating it with me. And I bought a few more, and I've bought a lot more. I have almost every single Care Bear hat that exists,
I love it.
by that brand. And I love them because they're like fuzzy on top.
Mhm.
They're so, and then I like the way that they look. But I love what the Care Bears stand for.
Mhm.
I love that it's about positivity. I love that it's about human connection. I love that the Care Bears, they are connected, and that's when they're strongest, is when they are using their positive forces together, um, with that Care Bear stare.
Yes.
Um, and it just kind of naturally fit into part of my persona, you could
Mhm.
say. And I've really enjoyed it since.
Okay. You know what? I I think because I saw a picture. I saw one of your Care Bear hat pictures. I was like, man, I gotta make sure my daughter watches Care Bears. So we sat here and watched them. My daughter's like looking at me like I'm crazy. I was like, I used to watch this. I had the VHS tapes of this, kid. Like,
There's new Care Bears,
uh,
like animated stuff.
mm-hmm. I
Actually,
haven't.
I've seen some of it. Not bad.
Okay, okay. I'll take your word for it.
It's
Maybe I'll
cute.
check it out. That's fair. Um, if you could write your dream script and have it be filmed, who would you cast and what would it be about?
Mm. Um, Dream script is got to be something high fantasy for me, like high fantasy action, Lord of the Rings style, or the Rings of Power, or The Witcher, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I just love it. I eat it up. And I'd say cast. Obviously, I'd love to be cast in it. Um, I would love to see some of the like cool actors in the industry today. I mean, mix of some vertical actors, but also some A-list
Mm-hmm.
actors. Like, um, I don't know. I think it'd be amazing to work with Zoe Saldana. I think it'd be amazing to work with. Um, who else? I mean, there's so many iconic actors that I would. Oh, Zendaya would be amazing to work with. Like,
Cast them all.
I know I will. It's gonna be just star cast. And then there's me, just like this. Hi, I'm Cayman. But regardless, yeah, something of that nature, that vein, and I don't know, it could be based on a video game or a book, probably that's popped off,
Okay.
and would be super fun.
I think Cayman, not Cayman, Megan. You can tell my brain is everywhere. One of the other reviewers, she like highlights the View crew, and one of her questions is like, if you could cast a vertical, who would you pick? And I was like, I had to make mine short and simple. It was like an unrealistic cast because it would be like you, Jay Cobb, Sam Myerson, Eric Gilmet, Jeff
You know
Violet,
what?
Jackson Tillett, like an unrealistic cast because I don't
Everyone,
know. I don't know how we're gonna fit everyone into a script like that, but
ensemble cast.
it'll be like Campus Rivals 2.0 because Campus Rivals has a lot of people in it.
Yeah, yep.
So, let's check off that one. Fires of Love just came out.
Did.
I have not seen it yet, but I have also been doing so much lately.
You're
Um,
good.
what? Not what. Yeah, what was the difference between like that production company and the production company that put out Playing Pretend?
Hmm,
Another great vertical, by the way. Which
thank
my
you.
review is coming on that soon, I promise.
Love it. I love it. So the way that the two, well, I'll start. So you've got multiple layers. You've got the distributor or the app,
Mm-hmm.
which is the client, and then you've got the production company, which is the ones on the ground actually making the thing. They're the ones hiring those people and doing it, and they're hired by the client to do so. Um, and the Playing Pretend was made by Galatea TV, now Candy Jar,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they were awesome to work with. They actually get their scripts from their own proprietary um, source, aka Inkit,
Mm-hmm.
which is a book um, book service where they people write their books and publish them on Inkitt, and then what they do is they take those and choose using their own method which ones they turn into scripts,
Mm-hmm.
and then they write them for screenplays. And Playing Pretend was one of those, and it was really well written. that's one of the things that I loved about it was like it was a true early 2000s rom-com, and I got to feel like I was playing up there with the greats like Ryan Gosling and some of the others in that time. It just felt really fun and fresh as a vertical because it didn't have vertical pacing. It wasn't like this quick, 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 quick. Everything's got to go. So much drama now. Now it
Mhm.
actually felt like a movie that breathed and gave you a sense of nostalgia that
Mhm.
was just lovely. The production company was in Atlanta and they were awesome. They knew what they were doing. The director was phenomenal, Amanda. She was so good. Um, Fires of Love, on the other hand, was produced by a company called Big Blue, and their structure is they come up with ideas and then they hire a production company with a writer and directors to produce their idea. Whereas other apps, like a lot of times Real Shorts or Drama Box, they will write their own scripts, or they will, in the past, they have found scripts and remade them in different ways. I don't want to say copied, but they very similar scripts to other scripts that have done well
Mhm.
and kind of use that as a template. Whereas Big Blue uses all pretty much original ideas. I know that Box will be doing the same soon because they've hired a whole bunch of writers, and I'm excited to work with them on a few of those projects. But that's a side note. Viglu,
Mhm.
they hired this production company to create this script for them, which it was their original idea, a firefighter with X, Y, and Z things, and not a copy and paste of anything else.
Mhm.
And so I loved the script when I read it. I was asked early on in the production to be Caleb, and so I got to see a lot of the pre-production happening because a lot of times you get cast maybe a week or two before the production starts and you don't really see all that. Well, they asked me to be in it as they were producing it, so they had kind of had me in mind. And so that was cool. The production company was good. We had a pretty low budget for this one, and so there were some things that we had to do and quarters we had to cut.
Mhm.
But ultimately, I think it came out and turned out rather well for for what it was. And so many people have said they loved the script, they loved the writing, they loved how fresh it was. It wasn't like every other vertical they've seen, and it just feels different in the best ways. And that has been really great to hear. So both just different,
Mhm.
but doing something unique and new in the vertical format makes both of them really fresh and exciting. And I think that's where this vertical world is headed, into the new, into the fresh, into things that aren't just copies. Because there are two things that people love. They love original ideas and they love nostalgia. They
Mhm.
don't like repeats of things that are recent. They're just like, oh, that's just like this. Why did you do that? Like, and so if you have original ideas and nostalgia, you're gearing up for success.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know why my list disappeared.
It's okay.
What is a quote or saying that you live by?
I've said this one before, but love is infinite. There's never a lack of it. Um, I think it's a resource that you have that will never dry up.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? So love is infinite, and I live by that.
I like that. I like that a lot. Uh, if you were a drink, what kind of drink would you be?
Probably some sort of energy drink,
Mhm.
whether that's a Monster or a Celsius or a Bang or a C4 pre-workout.
Oh man.
Because that's just me, coffee or caffeine or anything that's just like energy.
That's fair. Um, do you have a favorite kind of Celsius? Like
Hmm.
favorite flavor?
I really like the peach vibe,
Okay.
and I really like the what is it? Raspberry mango non-carbonated, I think is what it is. It's like, yeah, it's super good because it's a lot smoother.
Mm-hmm.
It's real good.
I don't think I've heard of that one yet. I just started drinking them when I was doing my top 20 reboot. I was like, you know what? I'll
I need
try it.
energy.
Well, I was like, I'll try it because it seems to be the thing almost everyone is talking about.
They have
So
Celsius's on almost every set that I've been in.
I've got, I think I've tried the Astro Blaster,
Oh, those ones are good. I like the Astro, the Galaxy vibe.
Galaxy
The
Vibe.
marshmallow, what is it? Marshmallow or tangerine marshmallow or something. That was really good.
What? Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
And then I've
they're
had
getting
the
creative.
and then I've had the Peach Vibe one, which was
Oh, Peach vibe is still OG my favorite.
it was decent. I mean, I gotta try more, so I can't just pick right away.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of peach flavoring though. So
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know what that says about me, but there it is. It's out there.
Is there a character that you relate to the most? Not necessarily like the things that he does in the show, but just his
Yeah.
personality.
My next project that comes out on Bigloo,
Mhm.
I think at the end of July is when they're slating it to be released. I'm a mechanic.
Okay.
My name is Jackson, and yeah, that's probably the one that I relate to most. He's a Southern boy, and he's really into just charm as
Mhm.
well as um, being a gentleman, making sure that a woman feels taken care of and feels loved. And I think that is truly what I believe in is, and it doesn't have to be just women in general, but people
Mhm.
in general feeling loved, feeling cared for, making sure that I am always a gentleman in every interaction that I have with people, because whether or not you're going through things, or other people are going to go through things as well, and you never
Mhm.
know. And so if you're having a bad day, then just don't say anything. You don't have to be a rude person. But most of the time when you're fine or doing all right, it always will help to just be kind,
Mhm.
because people remember. And so Jackson is that. I mean, he's kind of this slow, easy, stoic kind of guy with a southern accent and that southern charm that just melts your heart right there. And Jackson just tells it how it is, but also he does it with kindness and love.
So I know you can't go into details, right? But how many projects do you have in post production, and how many are you signed up to like film? If that makes.
Okay. Yeah. So there is a real short one. My only real short that I've done is in post production. It actually comes out on the 3rd of July.
Ooh.
Um, that one's going to be fun. It's with Test Interstein, and it's like basically a repeat of the homeless billionaire, but
Mhm.
werewolf style. And then there is 3 Vigley projects that I've done recently that are going to come out end of July and beginning of August. Um, and then my next project that I'm slated to do starts in July. That's it's going to be Drama Box,
Ooh.
and it looks like I'm going to have a lot more Drama Box projects coming in the future. So
See,
yeah,
not
Drama
mad
Box
about
is good.
Dropbox.
Drama Box is good. I love their stuff. I like what they're doing. Um, Drama Box I think will be around the long haul.
Mhm.
They're doing
Faded.
they're doing things right there.
Faded to my homeless billionaire alpha.
That's the
Interesting.
one.
I had to go look because I got curious. It's like,
Oh,
wait.
it'll be it'll be something, that's for sure. We'll see. I haven't seen it. I don't know what it'll. It's gonna be like it's fun. I think it'll be fun for sure.
hmm
I know that there's a shower scene in there, which I'm like, that's gonna be
Oh,
sexy.
everybody's
So,
gonna.
I mean, there'll be good stuff for sure.
It's gonna be talked about a lot because
Mhm.
a couple. I'm not gonna name names, but a couple of my friends are like, they. It's like once a day. They'll send me like your firefighter striptease, and they're like, "Look, here's a smile for you." And I was like, "Oh Lord." Do you have any questions for me as someone who has seen over 1,500 verticals, who reviews them, or someone that just watches
Yeah. What do you want to see in the vertical world? What do you want to see in future microdramas slash vertical soaps?
them? I think, ooh, that is a hard one. Hold on. I'm supposed to be making your brain hurt, not you make my brain hurt. Um, I don't know. I really like the the intentional like romance done right. Um, but I think just more like intentional loves and like romance done right would be something that I really
Yeah,
want more of. That's why I love
same.
Candy Jar because I've I'm in the middle of like eight of them right now because I'm just like, oh, fantastic. But they're different, and like So It Goes is one of the Candy Jar ones that I really enjoy. Other than that, I mean, maybe some different fantasy ones. Don't get me wrong, I love my werewolves. Got a special place in my heart because I think my my second vertical that I ever watched was a werewolf vertical.
Mm.
It was, I don't even remember. It was one of Eric's first ones. But like, you know, I know we got a couple dragons out there. Zombies would be interesting. Zombies would be very interesting.
Yeah,
Um, and I can't think of mythical creatures right now.
it's okay. So the third one I did with Big Blue. So not the next one coming out, but the one after that is a vampire werewolf romance,
Oh,
and it's very fresh. It's very new, and let's just say I'm not the alpha.
ooh,
So
exciting.
it's a new take. It's actually one of my favorite ones that I've done. So I'm
hmm
excited for that one. Um, Now I guess a better question, and you partially answered it. I asked you what you want to see in verticals. What don't you want to see in verticals anymore? And I think that's a more poignant and relevant question.
I As much violence, especially like domestic violence, because and I think that's one thing that just like it's one of the things that'll drive like my score down.
Hmm.
Like it could be a phenomenal vertical. I'd be like, "Oh my goodness." But that little bit of domestic violence will be what keeps it from getting like a 5 or a 5 plus.
Yeah,
Like I understand kidnapping happens, whatever, right? It happens.
it's in
There's
belief. Yeah,
slapping between females getting fights, just men getting fights. That's fine, but it's more like,
I've been very fortunate in my films
mm-hmm,
to not have to be portrayed in that way. Um, and anytime that it's questionable, I'm like, I'm not doing that. We need to find a different way. But not everyone can do that, and these clients can be very demanding in some ways to get things that they want from their actors. Um, but that is something that I advocate for, that I fight
mm-hmm,
for less violence, for less um, unnecessary drama that they just add in for drama purposes.
Mhm.
Because as an actor, it's our job to captivate viewers with our acting,
Mhm.
not our slapping or violence. Because I think sometimes these verticals are made specifically in a way to be able to hire actors who maybe are less experienced.
Mhm.
Um, because if you're just slapping or yelling or being violent, there's not much, there doesn't have to be really nuanced acting involved to portray that. And yet it still brings that heightened sense of, of drama.
Mhm.
Whereas there are other ways to bring that drama in verbiage, in communication, in the way that you interact. Um, but it takes a higher level of acting. So I think as more and more actors are becoming experienced in this field, the scripts are going to continue to demonstrate that higher level of acting by
Mhm.
giving them opportunities to be actors and not just over melodramatic, highly dramatized um, people slash scripts.
Cause I enjoy verticals. Like, it gives me something to do. It's my little escape from whatever's happening in my life. But it's like my first few verticals were great because they're, you know, unless it was like fantasy and there was a fight, I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Um, it was just, you know, a slap here or there, and then like I guess the space got bigger, which is great, which is what we, you know, I think what everybody wants is for it to get bigger. It started to change, and then more recently, I've watched a couple that they went back to the lesser
Yeah.
violence, and I was like, yes. I was like, I gave them 5 stars, and I was like, man, I think one weekend I had two 5+, and it's rare for me to give a 5+ now because my bar is set high.
As it should be. Continue to these platforms are listening more and more to the fans, listening more and more to the viewers.
Mhm.
And so the more vocal you are about things, and especially if you are collecting from multiple sources, multiple people on your page, and hearing all these things, then you'll have a little bit better finger on the pulse of what the community at large wants. And you'll be able to command more sway when it comes to, hey, we really don't want to see this,
Mhm.
and you can talk with your own followers and people and say, hey, let's boycott this. There's so many other verticals. Let's not watch this one. Let's not
Mhm.
show them that we want this. Because the more we can do that, the more we as a community can drive what is created. Because for at the end of the day, for most of the platforms, it's about numbers. It's
Mhm.
about viewership. It's about making it's a business. They're making money off of entertainment, and
Mhm.
we tell them what we want to see by what we watch. And so it's going to come up to us being a combined community, but also I'm doing what I can from my side in advocating.
I think that's one thing that people like. I don't want to say they don't understand because people are amazing and a lot of people are smart, but it's like someone was like, "Do you know why there's so many like BDSM verticals?" And I'm like, "Well, you gotta understand like How to Tame a Silver Fox went blew it out of the water, and then everything else, either Robert Palmer Watkins has done, which it's Robert Palmer Watkins, so people are like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna watch it," which I understand. I have a few actors that I try and watch all of their verticals regardless. Um, I say a few, but the list is in like the 30s now. Like 3 months ago when I started my page, I had maybe 10, and now I'm in the 30s because I get to actually interact and meet and learn and watch, which is phenomenal. Thank you for doing this, by the way.
Of course.
I didn't get to say that at first, which I normally do, but My Xbox went off. Let me make sure I got all my questions. Oh my goodness. I don't have any other questions. It's
Oh.
a
Well,
whirlwind.
I highly appreciate the opportunity. I'm grateful. That's one of the biggest things that I've had, especially the past year, was just so much gratitude, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing were it
Mm-hmm.
not for you, were not for any of the other people that I've interacted with, and the people that watch verticals, the people that watch my movies, people that watch commercials, all of this. Like, if it weren't for all of the, let's say, viewers, like,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have a job. And I'm grateful, just so grateful. Grateful for this opportunity to speak with you, to be able to say some of the things that I've been thinking and feeling, but also I'm grateful for the exchange of ideas and things that I've
Mm-hmm.
heard from you, because it gives me a better understanding of what I can do in the future
Mm-hmm.
to shape and mold this industry to one that looks and feels and just breathes better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because that's what I want to do. I want to be a bridge that bridges the gap between Hollywood and this new arm that is being formed, which is verticals, micro soaps. And I think as we continue to realize the power that we have, we'll be able to do just that. And I'm
Which is
grateful.
phenomenal. I started my page like April. It was like 3 a.m. and I messaged Vertical Drama Queen and I was like, "Hey, I have an idea." She was like, "Okay." So I like sent it to her and she was like, "Go for it." And I was like, "Oh." Not prepared, but um the interactions the one of the best parts, because not only like are you getting seen by people that may not be following you or know about you, we're also getting seen to make the review part of it better.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's no, it is, and that's why I like sharing, because um, I like helping you all build
Mhm.
your own pages, because the more people that watch you, the more people will be able to get your opinions and ideas, and I'm always grateful for reviews, whether they're positive, negative, anything. I just want to know. I want to know what people think and feel.
I know a lot of us don't. It's hard for us to write negative reviews. That's for sure, because we don't want it to feel like we're criticizing you as an actor, but more as like what the vertical was about.
The project itself, yeah, I get it.
Which is hard because most of us say like certain things that happen in the vertical, and then we're like, oh man, they might take this the wrong way, and we don't want that.
I never will.
Okay, I will make sure they know.
Good.
Although I haven't seen any bad work. I think, if I'm being honest, one of the first time I saw you was because of my sister, which is insane to me. But she walks up to me, she goes, "I want to watch this vertical," and it's just a screenshot that she had taken on her phone from like Snapchat. She was like, "I want to watch this one," and I was like, "That tells me nothing. I need an app. I need a title, something." She was like, "Unwanted Crewmate," and I was like, "Okay, cool." So like we're watching it, and I was like, "Okay." We got down, and I was like, "Instagram." Hold on. And my sister was like, "That was great." And now my sister loves verticals. I have a list in my phone because she'll just send me a random screenshot and it'll be like, "I want to watch this one." It'll just be like a random vertical. I think Playing Pretend is on there. She really wants to watch that one. I'm like, okay, it's great though. And I started rambling because, well, now I'm comfortable talking to you. So,
Good. As you should be. I love it when people feel comfortable.
um, unless you have any other questions, like for me or for my little view crew, I don't know how else to explain them. It's the review group. You've seen us. You've shared our stuff.
Now let's start with I'm just grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry for the
Oh,
loudish environment, but I hope that
if it
everything that we
was
did is exactly what you needed.
if it was any other time of day, you'd have a screaming toddler in the background. So, also,
Wonderful.
when I was like responding to you yesterday. You were like, "You got time tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I'm like looking at the calendar. I was like, "Well, tomorrow's Saturday. I normally don't have interviews on Saturday because I take
Oh,
the day
sorry, I
for
did not know that.
myself." But I was like, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah,
I make
it's
an
been a crazy
exception.
week for me. Thank you so much.
No, you're okay. But I mean, other than that, I'm doing things I never thought I'd do. I never thought I'd be on a video call with people that I watch on my screen, but here I am. Never thought I'd have an Instagram page.
Awesome.
Slowly,
Well, I will make sure to repost and share because I want you to grow as much as possible.
we appreciate you so much. Nope,
Thank
I.
you. I don't have
What
two
did you
hands,
do?
or I would. That's the finger hearts.
There you
It's the
go.
Asian you do in Asia. It's
Oh,
so
okay. I was
cute.
like, what are you doing?
Just
But
that.
I hope you
Well,
get
thank
out of
you.
the dealership soon.
You too. I'm gonna go after
Service
this. I'm
center.
gonna go ask you like, hey, how's my car? Oh, anyways, more coffee or something.
uh, Celsius, you got this.
Well, Angel, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You as
Enjoy
well.
time with yourself and your toddlers, and don't be a stranger.
Have a wonderful day, Cayman. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Talk to you later.